I'm going to share with you how I spilled drink all over my £1,000 DJ equipment, and this story is it's depressing. So this was at my first DJ residency. So as a brand new DJ, when you get your first DJ residency, you are buzzing. Yeah, you are so happy. You're DJing every single week and you're getting money. And for me, I was DJing every single Friday night and every single Saturday at this venue, so I was making a little bit of money. Happy. But then I got overexcited and I just left my car at home. I was going to this venue and I was drinking every single Friday, every single Saturday. I'd go out on Friday night, I'd DJ, I'd get home, I'd be hungover, I'd have some food, I'd man it up, I'd sleep all day, and I'd go back on a Saturday night and I'd drink again. Literally, I had a friend that picked me up every single Friday and Saturday, and it was so good. I was like, I'm at the prime of my DJ career. I'm getting picked up, I get free drinks, listen, I know some of you watching this video right now have probably just got your first DJ residency, and when you've got it now, you're buzzing, you're so happy, and you're drinking every single weekend. But maybe after this story that I tell you, you literally might change your drinking habits. So like I said, I was DJing every single weekend, every Friday and Saturday. I was drinking every single weekend. But this one weekend I went to my residency. So at this point I was taking my Denon MCX 8000 controller. The controller was roughly around about 1,400 or 1,200. I bought it about 6 months prior to this, and I was always taking it to my residency. So I was always turning up to my residency with this massive flight case, putting it down, plugging it into my laptop and DJing. My drink when I was DJing was always Desperados. Actually, you know what? Before I get into this, what's your guys' favorite drink to have when you're DJing? Let me know in the comments down below. So for me, it was Desperados, and Desperados is quite strong. Obviously, it's a tequila-based drink, so I was backing them back. And I remember having 4 at the time next to me, and I remember I'll just be DJing, drinking. And at this point, I was a terrible DJ back then. Like, I was the DJ that was just playing whatever I wanted. You know, the beginner DJs that were just playing whatever they wanted. They had no experience. They didn't know how to read a crowd. That was me. But because I was drinking, I thought I was being the best DJ ever. I was dropping tunes and all my mates were behind me. I was like, yeah, man, this is sick. But the crowd was like non-existent. Like, they wasn't really enjoying what was going on. Anyways, so this night I had about 4 Desperados next to me. I remember I was just picking them up, drinking. But then what happened was I went to pick one up. I drank it. I put it down and it knocked over onto the right deck of my MCX 8000. At this point, I'm very drunk, because if I was sober, I would have been like, like panicking. But I was like, oh, yeah. Spilled drink on it, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God. Like, in the back of my head, my sober brain was like, oh my God, I've just spilled drink all over my right deck, and because it's a controller, it's an all-in-one, this could affect the whole thing. Obviously, if I was using a CDJ, that right deck would have went, and I could have just used the left deck the whole night. But because it was an internal unit, the drink could have got into the mixer, into the left deck, and ruined the whole thing. And let me tell you people, I still had 4 hours to go. So what started to happen with the right deck was, the right deck, you couldn't use the jog wheel, you couldn't use any of the pads, so it was mad. At one point, I was trying to move the tempo fader and it wasn't moving. So I was trying to adjust the tempo fader for the pitch of the song, wasn't moving. So what I ended up having to do is just constantly use the left deck. Me being drunk, right? I don't even know how I managed this, but it worked, right? I managed to get through the whole set. The set finished and I was thinking to myself, I have just spilled drink all over this controller and I need to go out and buy a new one. The next day, I had to go out and buy a DDJ SR2. So that cost me around about £600. So I've just wasted 1,000 on this controller because it's now dead, and I've had to go out and buy a new controller because I need it for my next DJ set. What you guys should take away from this is, if you are drinking at your DJ sets, right, be careful. Right? Maybe keep the drink far away from the DJ booth or whatever, far away from your controller or stuff like that, because you never know what could happen. Like, I got lucky in my set because the controller still works, but you might spill drink all over your DJ equipment and it might actually lock off the whole thing. Now, think about this scenario. You're DJing in front of 500 people, right? You spill drink on your equipment and the music cuts off. You don't have any backup. You don't have anything to start playing music again. What happens next? Everyone in the venue leaves and goes somewhere else. What happens next? The manager comes up to you and shouts at you. Next thing you know, you're sacked. When you're drinking at your DJ sets, just have a just be a bit cautious and just think, first of all, do you need to be drinking? And second of all, if you're drinking, keep the drink far away from the DJ equipment because it's just not worth it. It could be very expensive for you. Like, my controller was 1,000 and then I had to, that's gone now, and I had to go out the next day and spend £600 on the controller. So that's an expensive weekend for me. Like, all the money I made from the bookings had to go on my new controller. But for you, you might not have the money in the bank. It could be expensive in a way where you can't DJ tomorrow or the week after because you don't have a DJ controller anymore. Do you understand? So when you're DJing and drinking, just be a little bit more cautious. And also, another thing, people, you don't DJ better when you're drunk. So many people say it, right? They're like, oh, do you know what? When I have a few rums or a few vodkas, I DJ so much better. Let me tell you right now, yeah, you don't. Yeah, you might get a little bit more confident and you might put a few more risks out there, but your mixing ability ain't good. Trust me. It is hard. Like, obviously, I was drinking every single weekend. And when you go from drinking every single weekend to not drinking, it's hard because you're not as confident and you start getting a bit anxious. But once you do about 1 to 2 weeks of no drinking, you start to realize that you're a sick DJ when you're sober and then you forget about the drink. Like, for me now, I went through a phase where I just didn't drink on my DJ sets, because when you DJ your DJ sets, like, technically it costs you a lot more money. Yeah, maybe you get free drinks at the venue, but you need to get a taxi there and you need to get a taxi back. And you're not going to drive, because no one should be drink driving. So you're gonna have to get a taxi there and taxi back. If I was to get a taxi to my venue and back, it will cost me $60 or £60. That's cutting into my DJ fee. But if I drove, the petrol would cost me like £3-4, $3-4. Do you know what I mean? So think about it like that. Do you really need to be drinking at your DJ set? It could save you a lot more money as well. Like, if you're drinking every single weekend and having to get taxis, maybe if you were sober, you can hold that 60 back and spend it on something else. You can invest in yourself. You can sign up to a new record pool. You can get some new DJ equipment. You can do something else with the money. So next time you go out DJing, people, just think, do I need to be drinking? And then let me know in the comments down below how it felt for you going from drinking and DJing every single weekend to not drinking and DJing every single weekend. And let me know what your experiences were. How did you manage to overcome being nervous and anxious at your DJ set? Please let me know in the comments down below. Now that you've watched this video, check this video out here. I'll catch you in the next one.